Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan and I'm with Skyline Acres, and today we are going to cut some hay. So this is technically going to be our second cutting of hay, and the reason I say it like that is because we are, first off, we're in late August right now, mid to late August, and this whole area where we live, the Shenandoah Valley, all the surrounding area has been basically in a drought all year. We were in a drought in the spring, and that really affected first cutting, the quantity and everything. And then we started getting a little bit of rain, I believe roughly early June. And then we went right back into a drought again. It's just one of those years, I forget what they call it, but basically it's a dry year. And anyways, so this cutting of hay looks pathetic. It looks like there's going to be no quantity to it, you know, and that's just the way the cookie crumbled this year. Some years are good, some years aren't. I'm actually in our yard right now because I wanted to show you how dry it's actually been. I mean, look at our yard. We haven't mowed in 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, look at this. This is just incredible. Look at that. And if I walk over here to the hay field right there, I mean, look at that. It is, and that has been fully growing since I think we cut the end of May. So that's been since end of May, and that's all it's done. So it is what it is. We have our hay in the barn for our animals. This is hay that we're gonna sell. It's still really good hay. So I'll walk over here and show you all that too. Let me show you this field here. I mean, the hay's all right for what it is and what we've had to deal with. The hay itself isn't too awful. I mean, here is some of it, but I mean, there's just no growth or anything to this stuff. So anyways, that's that. And what I've got to do, I'll walk over here and show you. It's about lunchtime now, guys, which is not too bad, but I got quite a bit to do before I can technically start. I have to take the tarps and all that off the Haybine and hook that up to the tractor and pull it down to my workshop and get it greased up and everything. I grease it every single time. Then I got to see how much diesel I have. Might have to go to the store and get some diesel and stuff like that. So I should be starting within a couple hours. And all right, guys, so unfortunately I hooked the Haybine up and backed it up to my workshop, and I had a whole bunch of neat recordings with a lot of good useful information that I thought, and the microphone wasn't plugged up. So I'll just be hopefully kind of brief here and just overview, but I was backing the Haybine up here and I was greasing it, and I was kind of giving some information about it. And you can find these things all over Craigslist and Marketplace. And I actually found this when it was 2 hours away. It's a 7-footer, which I went into detail and said that's what you want for a hobby farm. The nice thing is I pulled that thing all the way home from 2 hours away, and with a 7-foot cut, you got to add a couple feet for the gearbox and everything else. And by the time you do all of that, a 7-foot cut pulling behind a truck on the road is still over the lines on both sides. So a 9-foot cut is more of a standard Haybine, but number one, it's super wide to come down the road. And number two, you basically need 16-foot gates to come through it. This one will come through a 12-foot gate, as you'll see here in a little bit. And we have 16-footers as well. But anyways, this just fits our operation a lot better. I was also explaining how I paid $1,000 for the Haybine, and I hadn't done much to it, but I did put new tires on it before I'd made the 2-hour trip. I put new guards on it. This is the standard long guards. and I put new knife sections on it. And when I got it, it had, I can't remember if it was top serrated or bottom serrated, but it wasn't cutting our wiry grass real well. And I bought all new smooth sections, and they cut like butter now. And I also put adjustable hold downs on there. That way you can get the specified clearance between your sickle bar and your guards. There's a specified gap, basically, and you can put a feeler gauge in there, and with those adjustable hold downs you can tighten down a nut and get it exactly. The factory ones, you basically beat them with a hammer till they're within spec. So anyways, I did all that, and the thing runs great now. And then I was also kind of explaining the LockNLube that I use to grease it, and I got the accessory kit for it, and basically you can grease anything you want with that. So anyways, there you go, guys. Walk out to the field real quick. I mean, honestly, guys, it's getting dark and it's not really a lot to look at. This is our hay field, and you're really just not going to be able to see anything, but I mean, it's really nice hay. It's always been really nice, soft hay. So, got all that done. Sometimes we do make hay in our pasture, but obviously with the drought and everything like that, we barely have any pasture, much less extra for hay. So we're not doing that.
All right, guys.
So here's the deal. The hay was super thin. We fertilized it and everything. So it was, I mean, the drought is incredible. I mean, it's unbelievable. Actually, I just talked to my buddy who is a cattle farmer, and he told me he just made hay last weekend. Well, square bales. I think he makes a few square bales just on the side. And he said he got 380 bales off 20 acres. Think about that. So we usually get, I mean, it depends, 400, 500, 600 off of 8 acres. And based on looking at the field, we're gonna be about in his ballpark if you do the math. So it's very thin. So anyways, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this series. I kind of want the series to show you guys that you can make hay on small acreage. You just need a little bit of mechanical know-how. You need a little bit of knowing what you're looking for on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace and that kind of thing, hence the Haybine. And if you do that, you really can make hay on small acreage, and you can be profitable doing it. Because here's the other thing, guys. We have, even though this is a thin cutting right here, we've put all the hay that we need in the barn on first cutting. We sold the rest of first cutting, and this cutting is all going to be sold. And I keep Excel documents of all our inputs and everything, and we've already broken even, paid for the fertilizer, the twine, the diesel, all that stuff. So we're ahead right now. Sometimes you're ahead by a lot, sometimes you're not ahead by much. So anyways, hope you guys found this video interesting. Please join me next time. It'll probably be tedding, raking, baling, all of that stuff. So anyways, guys, on that note, I'm gonna call this video done. We will see you again next time. If you like this kind of content, please think about hitting that like and subscribe button, because we'd love to have you back. Y'all have a good evening. Thank you.